Yeah,
uh, let me just ask you one thing. Like, there are a lot of issues which blockchain technology has faced. Satoshi
yeah,
Nakamoto, Hal Finney, and all these scientists who have just faced a lot of issues in their journey with blockchain.
yeah,
You
yeah.
really think so that blockchain as a new trend?
Mm.
Comment about it, and also, do you feel that okay, blockchain is some overrated technology which people are hyping, or else do you think that it's a valid hype? What's your view on it?
Oh, it is definitely a valid hype, I can say. Because blockchain, people these days, what they know is just blockchain means Bitcoin, right? So basically, they don't know about this big tech companies using blockchain as a service. So, and a lot of economy and finance will leave the blockchain applications in the near future, I can say. So blockchain, people know it only as Bitcoin. So that is what people know right now. So these big tech companies, how they are using this is like they are able to create smart contracts on Ethereum for their own company in terms of every possible sectors like decentralized applications or even other services that can work out any setup requirements basically. So one of such two companies which are being used this dApps is like Microsoft and Amazon. Even they are using this blockchain as a service basically. So you told blockchain as a like so what people will get in their mind is Bitcoin. So basically what blockchain means. So digital currency is being backed by blockchain. So every transaction gets recorded in blockchain basically. That is how the blockchain has been in the market. So like the one major concern in this industry is the volatility. So like people don't know when the price will crash, when the price will go down, when the price will go up. So for this is one of the major problem what a lot of big giants say, like how blockchain is going to tackle this problem. So there is a solution for this also. Like you have heard about this USDT. So it is a tether fiat money which has been backed and there is no such volatility for that same. So when that tether also being used under smart contract, it is just nothing as an ERC20 token. That's all, which has been backed by a proper what do you say, a commodity basically, a proper market cap. When that is the scene, why can't people adopt blockchain in every segment? It can be adopted in terms of bank everywhere. If they adapt, it is going to create a huge technological boom. That too in a country like India, if they adapt, so every possible country like US, it could be UK, they will look at India in a next level manner. So Dubai has already been working deeply into this blockchain related services, BAS for their every government sector. It could be anything. It could be right from the stage of booking a metro ticket using blockchain technology. The whole country will be operated only using blockchain technology. That is how it is being circulated in the world. So
Yeah,
very soon people will be able to see it in the next stage.
yeah. Even Elon Musk also recently tweeted that
Yeah,
blockchain is going to be a new disruption.
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
when I
Of
look
course,
at,
Bitcoin cannot replace US dollars. So people say Bitcoin is being only used in dark web or something. That is actually false. So if you have heard about this thing, like see, major drug trafficking, it could be anything, drugs or getting illegal activities done is all being done funded through dollars basically. So if you go and check this global economy and what all those stuffs, so dollar is the major criminal. Like that is being very greatly misused. This dollar is being misused basically. So people only blame Bitcoin without knowing the uses of the Bitcoin. They just want to just say it is being used funded by terrorism. So if that is the case, why will US will immediately ban it, and of course European country will never even encourage it. So these digital countries are minted only maximum to maximum. It is minted in USA and minted matlab it means mining. So those currencies has been created only is being created regularly, daily in a very huge quantity. Majority of the computational power is only from the European countries because of their like see if this technology is really bad, if it is great bad thing to the humankind. So basically, why can't they? Why will such huge powerful countries support such a good technology? So they know the actual benefits of these technologies. That is the reason they support in every aspect. It could be right from the mining to selling, trading, everything. Everything happens basically. The major market cap is from European Union. So if such a big union, a group of very powerful countries supporting such a huge currency, just a small, it is supporting Bitcoin basically. It is not supporting blockchain. So if blockchain, if people understand the robust technology behind this Bitcoin and implement that blockchain technology in every aspect, so look at how things are going to change.
Yeah, you said a lot about
Yeah,
money because it's all related to terrorism, it's all related to
yeah,
politics, it's all
definitely.
related to
What
lot of
and
aspects.
you know this news, I think 2 days before, a brilliant hacker called Sri Krishna has been caught in Bangalore. If you know about this thing.
Yeah, I got to know that. I got to
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
yeah. Something
It
like
was
that. These,
actually no less than catching Bin Laden. I can really
yeah,
accept
true,
that.
true, 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 true. That's really true. That's really true. And the thing is, that fellow is even being wanted by FBI. It seems like the FBI doesn't know this. This is the person who is involved in a lot of server hacks of USA. So even they are also searching for him. So
Fine.
he was never into blockchain. So basically, he's only into different segments. He'll hack basically people's servers, and he'll request them to pay them money in bitcoins. That's all.
Okay, Uday, you have been talking a lot on money. You have been
Mm,
talking a lot on how
mm,
different sectors are using it and how
yeah.
transactions are going on. Like,
Mm,
I just want to ask you one question. Like, what is
mm.
money?
Okay.
It's not the last, it's the one of the last aspect which just
Fine.
covers what money is related with the blockchain. What is money according to
According to me, yeah, not to the blockchain. Let me tell you a simple example of how money was created, how this paper money was printed. Like, see, before, whichever country had huge reserves of gold was being called as the king of economy. Basically, that country was the richest country in the world, because that is a precious metal which is found which is very rarely found in the earth's crust. Once everything is minted, nobody can basically mine it. So that is how the intrinsic value is created. Similar way, with blockchain, a lot of cryptocurrencies with limited supply can be minted using mining. So using huge computational powers, it could be supercomputer, A6, 7 nanometer, anything. You can use any possible chips and mine and create a market cap. You can keep the network always secure. So just an example. So see, money means, the only second thought which comes to the people mind is it should be secure enough. Like, see, if you're paying someone the same money, the value should be the same. So that is how. So stable coins solve the problem with the blockchain. So Bitcoin was volatile greatly. And till today, no currency, I mean, no commodity has been given such a great appreciation in the human history, I can say. Bitcoin was just in 10 or 20. Bitcoin was being sold for 10 rupees or 20 rupees in the year 2010. Probably we were eating ice creams, we were roaming around in the schools that time, 2010 or something like that. So we had more money basically, 200, 300 rupees. We would have just invested 20, 30 bitcoins for 300 rupees. The 20, 30 bitcoins would be worth in 7, 8 crores today. So basically, the money means it has to be secure. So Bitcoin. So how does this banks work basically? Like, they take your money, they record that in their centralized ledger service. So, and when you send someone, so they'll validate it and they'll transact, and there'll be someone in the middle to just check everything, like whom are you sending the money, why are you sending the money. So if you want to send some amount of money from India to America, there is a lot of procedures involved in this, in the usual abroad transfer. So outside remittance is like that, because people think that if that money is being used by someone for the illegal activities, so that is how people are scared. So, like Bitcoin, it is not that way. So Bitcoin, it is just very different from the people's paper money. So Bitcoin, this is the first time in the history which has been issued a currency which has been backed by the blockchain technology, which has been issued by the people for the people, and people can send anyone any amount of money with no one's permission. So nobody can monitor that. So the identity of the sender or the receiver is always safe.
I've been talking a lot on
Yeah.
security as one aspect.
Mm.
Will
Mm.
it
Yeah.
really would have been very useful if we had this technology when we had the demonetization happening? Because it's all set
Yeah,
of
yeah.
code, it's all set of
If you know
hardware.
it all, yeah, it
Yeah.
all depends upon the country basically. Like, see, America got its independence a long time ago. So India has just got independence in the year 1947. It is still 60, 70 years ahead of the independence. And India is a very hugely populated country. There is a lot of black money involved in this. So when the demonetization happened, the Bitcoin price almost shot from 6 lakhs to 14 lakhs. That was only because of India. because people with black money just kept buying bitcoins, and people know how things are going in the market. Basically, in the human history, there is no such commodity which has performed from 10 rupees to 14 lakhs till date, and it is still strong enough with a great with I can say with huge $1 billion of market cap. So approximately 400 to 500 billion dollars is not a small number, basically. And if people like see, many people get to know every year that there are a lot of new users into this industry, especially Bitcoin, the only currency which is being which has had a very good market cap, and which can never be hacked, I can say. Because nobody owns the majority of the computational power. So blockchain's only one drawback is there. Basically, that is that. What is the drawback means? 51% attack. I think you know about this blockchain 51% attack. Whichever owns the 51% of the majority of the computational power, so uh, they can just when they like see, whenever you transfer some money to someone else, like a lot of transactions are recorded in a block. So basically, and the block is broadcasted to the network. That is how this cryptocurrencies are minted. Let me tell you in detail. So this block is broadcasted into this network. So whichever machine, I mean whichever group of hardware grabs the block first, solves the mathematical puzzle using this cryptography. So hashing methods, I think you know about this hashing and all, which is irreversible. So whichever does that first will be rewarded with the amount of BTC. Suppose now the block reward for one block is 6.25. So in 2020, when Satoshi Nakamoto had invented Bitcoin, the block reward was 50 Bitcoins. So, and you could just validate a transaction using your simple phone and not and a simple smartphone, a simple smartphone. LG had the ads for smartphones that time only. 50 bitcoins was one block reward. Now it is 6.25. What makes it valuable is this supply cut, demand and supply. As the supply goes really down, demand almost always source basically. So the technology is so safe that Bitcoin, nobody has the capability or the capacity to take control over this 51% of the blockchain network. If you want to take over that much, you'll have to invest in 200 to 50 billion dollars, even more sometimes, and to so much you need to have basically, and so much electricity you can't arrange it. I mean, you can't just buy it from someone. It is nearly impossible, I can say. Ethereum also growing to that stage only almost. Like if you know, Ethereum is under this Kechak, I think. No, not Kechak, I think. I think which algorithm is Ethereum? I just forgot. Ethereum
DeFi,
is Itash. Yeah, Itash. Yeah, Ethereum is under Itash. There are a lot of currencies like Ethereum. Like just before 1 week, this Ethereum Classic, you know, right? ETC. ETC
yeah.
was just hacked because of this 51%. What is happening is Ethereum and Ethereum Classic has the same algorithm, and Ethereum has hash rate of network hash rate of 235 to 250 terahashes, but this Ethereum Classic only has 3 to 4. Anyone can rent that particular. Ethereum Classic has only 3.5 terahashes of network hash rate. Anyone can rent 4 terahashes from Ethereum hash rate and just divert it here and loot money and just go off. That is how things are going on here. So according to me, Bitcoin will, nobody can ever hack it. And apart from that, Ethereum Classic, these are not Ethereum Classics, Ethereum Classic will very soon go down. The price will go down like hell, because since the market is in the uptrend, people are not noticing such a great hack. Such a great amount of money is being stolen from the block. If you have 51% hash rate, you can just modify the block. That's all. Whatever blocks come, you can just grab that. Your machines will only solve that. You can just block it and you can tamper the information inside the transactions. That is how things are working. So what this person will do is just take over all your money from the block and he'll transfer it to some crypto exchange. So these days that is not happening, because whenever a huge 51% attack is going to happen on the network, all the major crypto exchange would be alerted, saying that something is happening. Just freeze your wallets. That's all. Freeze all your customers' wallet. This is being happening. What that person will do anyway, he'll just transfer it to his paper wallet or whatsoever, a small ledger wallet he'll transfer, and after that, after some 5 to 6 years, unnoticingly, he'll slowly convert all that money into fiat money. That's all. So that is one major drawback. But Bitcoin and Ethereum, just keep watching. The price will even cross $1,500 for Ethereum this year. I'm definitely sure.
Yeah, let's just go a little philosophical here. What is making us
Yeah.
compete for the money? It's blockchain is not just a set of code, or else it's not just
Yeah.
a software which is been running on an hardware layer. It's everything today. Like is it really making us greedy for money, or else is it really making us greedy because the technology is growing like that? What do you think
No,
about the?
in terms of blockchain, I can say it is making people heftily greedy for the money, basically. But what I can say is, it is a good thing. I can say it is really a good thing. Like, let's not look at only at the negative part. It is making greedy. Like, people think, oh, today it is just like gold, I can say. So before 5 or 10 years, the gold was 2,500 rupees per gram, and now it is 5,000 rupees per gram. So that is what people's mentality is. Let's accumulate a commodity or a part of something which value shouldn't get depreciated due to the inflation rate. That is why people are going behind this currency. Like, see, before, I can say, with $5, before 10 years, if you go out keeping $5 bill in your pocket and buy something, some groceries or some fruits, you would have got a ton, loads of fruits. It could be fruits or vegetables, anything, grocery. You would have got a 4 to 5 baskets of grocery. But today, with $5, you won't even you won't even able to fill your small basket also, where such less quantity you are getting. That is all because of the, look at the dollar's inflation rate. It is going down. It is going on down drastically. People are not noticing that. People, what they notice is, they only notice the global financial crisis of Venezuela, and they say inflation rate is 600%. They compare themselves with such countries. But if you compare those scenarios to this blockchain, so people are greedy, I agree. But being greedy is not as what you told, greedy. Like, people just don't want money. Looking at all these aspects, people want to safeguard their hard-earned money with a proper commodity, I can say. Why do people buy gold? People know that the price of the gold will never go down. It is a limited metal in this world, basically. So that is why people buy gold. Just like that, only 21 million bitcoins can be minted in the whole of the lifetime. I think the last bitcoin will be minted in 2150. I think in that 2100, after that only. So such a huge long base it has. So till that time, you can keep minting the coins. So that is how. So when the network is safe enough from 51% attack, blockchain will rule the world, I can say. Definitely. People just want to safeguard their hard-earned money. That is just depicting as people are greedy. That's all. People are not at all greedy. Greedy people are someone who just purchase now and sell it off in the near 4 to 5 months, and that's all. What I can say is, people are, the price of that is shooting up because there are new users coming into the market. They are adopting. New countries have regulated this currency in a proper manner. Venezuela, that particular Venezuelan currency is really depreciated, and nobody accepts that currency, that native currency. And there, everyone accepts Bitcoin. That is how it is being. So if that is the case, so every other country, basically every 1 year, one or the other country will go bankrupt. Basically, bankrupt. Matlab, it will just, the financial crisis happens. That is how it is due to the corona pandemic. Corona pandemic is not a small thing. The international travel is closed. So from that, billions of dollars has been lost. So if the country has to just, even if the country keep their tourism open for the next 10 to 15 years also, they can't recover this 5 year loss. So if this is the case, there is a country on, it could be a small country or a big country, not a big country, basically a small country will start having a huge financial crisis, and the price goes down. So people are getting aware of that. So what they do is dollar. The next thought what they comes is, if you have Venezuelan currency, what you will do is, you will pay off that and purchase dollars, because you think dollar is stable, but it is not stable. But because during the corona pandemic, this Trump had printed $1,000 and given it to all their citizens. That is really wrong. So 1.3 trillion worth of dollars has been printed and given to the citizens, which is really wrong, which creates a huge problem in the future, not now. The dollar value will get depreciated in the future. If this is the case, if these are the major global crises happening now, so people are able to analyze in the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, what is going to happen. So that is the reason these currencies are shooting up. It is nothing as such. That's all. People know what is going to happen in the next 5 years. 1.3 trillion is not a small number.
Yeah. It's
Crazy number.
of
It's $1,300 billion, basically.
It's a GDP of a country.
Exactly. So yeah, they just want to safeguard their country. Nothing is going to happen for America. It is going to affect a country like India, basically. China also nothing is going to happen. They are purchasing countries basically. Even the scams, how they are able to acquire a lot of like they just fund their own. They just fund small countries. When the country is unable to repay them back, they just take over that particular department or particular part of the country. And I can tell you about a new news about this Chinese. Chinese are just taking their money, purchasing lands abroad. All they have been doing this in the past 10 years. They just want to have the maximum majority of the land in the future. That is their main concept. Even in Iceland, Chinese are banned to purchase lands from 3 years. They were just it is a small island basically. Iceland is a country. It is a European country, Schengen country. But what these Chinese are doing is they have filthy money, so they just keep purchasing land. That's all. They just want to. It has such a small population, so it is easy for them to convert that into a completely Chinese country in the near future if you keep purchasing lands. So they've just banned the Chinese to purchase the land in Iceland basically. People are not at all greedy. They just know what is going to happen. That's all. Like, see, just in 1 month, the Bitcoin has been up from $10,000 to $18,000. So it is not a small thing. The supply is going really, really down, crazily down. And the network hash rate. So if you ask about how secure is Bitcoin, if you look at the network hash rate, you will understand 160 hexahashes per second. Probably, I can say, I don't know how much power it is being consumed. No, yeah, that is
100 years
nothing.
of
100 years. I can say, I can tell you 150 exahashes means 150 into 1000 into 1000 into. See, my calculator is unable to count the amount of units it is consuming. Yeah, it is that is the like so much of electricity is being consumed for this. So much of electricity. And it is not like nobody can ever take over that 51% hash rate. So people have analyzed everything, and the top 10 currency all the currencies are not showing good progression. Why Bitcoin is showing? Because of its secure network. That's all. People know why is it secure and why nobody can hack it. That's all. See, you can also create a new blockchain and you can also start selling your coins and make money. But the thing is, people just nowadays people are not fools to just purchase any ICO, initial coin offering. If you purchase something, people don't purchase it these days. They analyze a lot. So that is out. A lot of scams also happened in India also. So right now, people have got a proper knowledge about the industry, and which has to go up, it is going up. Which has to come down, it is coming down. Simple.
And you talk a lot about how people are actually not being greedy in terms of money, but are getting knowledgeable in terms of what the technology is all about. What's your keynote or the keyword for the new engineers who are really want to get inside this technology? Also, what can be that word which should be hammered in their mind that yes, this technology can be huge, and what are the risks and what are the main factors which they have to think in order to get inside this technology?
One such technology which is actually at a good pace is Tron. I think you know about this Tron. Like, see, its main motto is to decentralize the internet. So, like, if it was like in the initial days of Tron used to get compared with Ethereum. So Tron is not a mineable coin. So nobody can. That blockchain is completely different. It works under node format. So, like, see, every country has some 10 to 15 nodes. Every country. So Tron has been placed in such a way that in every country, Tron's nodes are there. So basically, that is one good picture for people to implement people to take examples of such people who have created such small. He's just given a small idea basically, and just like I'll explain in the old philosophical way. Basically, like Xerox, Microsoft didn't do anything. You just saw the Xerox product. Xerox was a company which had manufactured a laptop or a computer, I don't know. It was kept in their museum. I mean, it was kept in their office. Microsoft saw the machine manufactured by Xerox in a very different way. Like they just imagined what Xerox could have just never imagined. That's all. They saw that product in a different level and they just manufactured. They just got the product and they marketed, and they are in some next level. They are in somewhere now. Just like that, people should take examples from Tron. How it is working. It is really a good and solid technology. I can say, like in the initial days, even we were laughing. So how can Tron be compared with Ethereum? But now Tron's blockchain is being used to fund, not fund exactly, I mean the stable coins I told you, right? USDT, Tether, USDT and all. So such currencies are being hosted on Tron. Such smart contracts are deployed on Tron now. Omni is one such, Tron is one such, and one such is ERC20. Tron is growing to that stage. People should take learn from Tron a lot, how the technology is going at. Like people should, the new engineers should look at that exact Tron thing, how things are going. The Tron technology can be implemented in every possible government sector. So his concept is really good. I don't know how far he'll take the Tron project, but I'm definitely sure
Yeah.
someone or the other company will see the potential of that particular project. Not even Tron would have seen that thing, that they imagined about the future of the technology, what they have invented.
Yeah, like
It is not a technology basically. Yeah.
you
Tell me,
said a
tell me,
lot
tell me.
on you said a lot on how this technology can grow, and how this
Hmm.
technology was being seen or visualized by some other guys.
Yeah.
But like when I see blockchain being implemented on tiny applications, let it be
Hmm.
getting to know the expiry date of expiration
Hmm.
date of the medicine,
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
the supply chain of different sectors.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, just give me a brief note on how it can change the software architecture, because monolithic service oriented architecture and also microservices are now in the boom.
Hmm.
Microservices is now in the boom, but not the monolithic or the service oriented architecture, because microservices are getting the cloud architecture very low now. Like, how
Hmm.
do you expect this technology to change the way in software is being taught today? And what will be the software
Hmm.
tomorrow if entire country or entire infrastructure goes on implemented on blockchain? What do you think about it?
What I can say is, like, as I told you, Tron, I think you have not I think you have not done a research on Tron. Just look at this
Yeah, I
Tron's
did the research
motto.
on Tron. I did the research on Tron.
Hmm.
I
Such
also
technology,
tried.
like how
Yeah,
Tron has developed their technology using nodes. Tron is
yeah.
not completely decentralized, and it is not a mineable currency which has been printed. First, it was like how Tron started was an ICO was made by the Justinson, and this ICO was deployed on Ethereum, and later they migrated to their own blockchain. So till now, Tron is not hacked. Why I'm telling you, why I'm stressing on Tron is till now it cannot be hacked because he has a proper solution for the blockchain, for the non-mineable coins. He has a proper solution. So people really have to study that. New engineers must study the technology under Tron. Even if they don't study in detail about this Bitcoin, I mean the blockchain, I mean the technology under this Bitcoin. So they need to study about this Tron. It is highly necessary for the new aspiring engineers to look at such technology. That is why I told it is very different. So if you say stable coins can also be deployed on blockchain, I mean Bitcoin blockchain, why they are not doing it? It is not supporting that, and it is not that flexible also. Simple as that. So, basically, you just don't need to use Bitcoins to transfer a lot of money. You can just purchase Tether USD, and you can just transfer it to anyone else. And the value doesn't depreciate. What else you want?
That's also true.
So
That's
Tron
also
is the only solution for all your questions, I can say. Tron is the only solution. People really have to get into the Tron technology. Even
true.
we tried to implement the same technology into this microgrids, like this renewable energy, right? Like, see, if you have some 10 to 12 solar panels in your home and you're powering your home little from that, I think. So if you have excess of energy in your home, you can just sell it back to the blockchain. So we tried to do that, and due to the fund shortage and due to the market uptrend downtrend, we couldn't launch the project anyway. So that was one good thing I can say. Microgrids and nanogrids, it is called a smart grids automation law. Anyone can sell energy to anyone. Simple as that. So with V Power came up with that idea. There was an ICO and they're nowhere now. So there is a huge problem in that industry. Nobody has found a solution till date for that. So if that solution is found, energy sector will also be every area, every state, every district, every country will be implementing this blockchain technology in their energy system.
I
There
can
is a
assure you one thing.
yeah,
I ask you one question, you go for the entire technology, and every questions get answered. I'm like, where should I ask the question? Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
no problem, no problem, no problem.
Let's just go to the
Hmm.
IoT and other applications now we are
Okay.
thinking about.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, do you think that blockchain entity can make edge overkill? And also, you should also answer me one question: that what is hardware according to you? Simple.
Hardware, let me like see. I'll like see. This is an iPhone X. What is the iPhone being released now?
iPhone
Which
12.
was just released. Yeah,
Yeah.
12. This is already outdated. So if you look back again, iPhone 2G, that is also outdated. Hardware is something which gets outdated regularly. People must upgrade their hardware very like see when that hardware gets outdated, people must update their hardware. So if you talk about hardware aspect in terms of blockchain, it could be in our industry only, crypto mining. Crypto mining means like see there were like you could have just mined bitcoins with your simple laptop some 5 to 6 years ago. So now it is not the same, you need to have ASIC chips to mine it. How means like see when people started an ASIC which mined bitcoin was invented. So the hash rate went up, obviously. Network became secure. So now it is at 7 nanometer, 5 nanometer already under development. 7 nanometers in the market already, and 5 nanometer is already under development and will be released anytime soon. So hardware is something which will be released by the research companies or big firms, which is a must thing, I can say. They'll be having the architecture for even 2 to 3 nanometer also. It is not something great they invent. It is like see 7 nanometer they'll take it like see recently an hardware called S9 was outdated. So S9 it had got 3 ASIC chips and it was 17 nanometer chips. What they do basically, these machines will be sold to people. Like see if that machine is not profitable in our industry, if that machine is unable to keep the network secure, that machine will be sold to the people at a dead cheap price. So it will be sold to crap. From crap again, that lots of machines are purchased by the manufacturer only, which nobody knows this. He'll purchase that, he'll recycle it, and he'll implement the 2 to 3 nanometer architecture into that, and he will release it. Simple as that. Hardware is very simple. It is recycling. That's all. In India, people are able to analyze how, like, see, there are a lot of new websites in India which buy your old smartphones at a very good price. Very, very good price. Why means these companies have a very good deals with the people who purchase these phones, and they just recycle that and release that as a new phone. It could be Android phone or anything. Who knows? This iPhone X, if I'm selling it to someone else now, after 5 years, if that fellow sells back to someone else, and this phone would have been just, I'll tell you a simple example. iPhone 5s, have you seen that?
I've seen
The
that
notch and
iPhone.
all is aluminum finish and steel finish. The same steel finish is being implemented in iPhone 12 now. What do you say?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It is hardware is nothing recycle. They'll just recycle and release it in the market. That's all I can say. There is
What's your
nothing as
view?
such they are going to sit and. Hmm.
You complete that. Like, I just wanted to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
your
just
view
tell
on
me.
IoT. I am not basically saying your view on complete
Hmm.
hardware only, but
Hmm.
I want your view on IoT, because blockchain is being trying to be implemented on IoT, but it's not up to the mark because architecture is
It,
not
it,
supporting it.
yeah, definitely. When the architecture is not supporting blockchain, I'll tell you one thing: blockchain can never be implemented in IoT. That's all. Not possible. Not at
That's,
all.
that's true
It
because
maybe in the maybe it can be possible with Elon Musk, people like him. Like such persons are like one or two in the whole universe, whole world, I can say.
because I
So
did
that,
a
that
lot
fellow
of
tells that fellow tells IoT cannot be implemented with blockchain. The architecture is entirely different. That's all.
yeah, yeah, that's also true.
Blockchain is used for only certain segments. That's all. It cannot be used for every possible thing. Majority of the world's problem can be solved using blockchain, but not all the problems.
But not all the problems.
Majority. Yeah, majority. That's all.
Like, I got your point, because whatever we learn, we might just be a theoretical fact in a book or
Definitely,
in a sheet of
definitely,
paper,
definitely,
or else
definitely,
it can be a research
definitely,
paper,
definitely,
but can never be the
definitely,
technology
definitely,
until and unless we experience it. Is
definitely,
I just
definitely.
want
Yeah.
to I just want to ask you
Hmm.
this one question, which I think you might answer it in a very short
Hmm.
way by saying no.
Hmm.
Is
Hmm.
blockchain technology used to the fullest?
No,
Because
as
I
you
just
told,
want
it's
you
a
to
no.
because I just want you
It
to
is.
say in
It is.
terms of the potential of what blockchain can be, and what you can really think this blockchain technology today could have been something else. what's your viewpoint on how blockchain
If
could have been today?
yeah, let me tell that perspective in our country only. If our country had regulated this Bitcoin currency till now, like see, recently the ban was removed. I think probably 1 year before the ban was removed, and from 2018 to 2020 it was banned. If our government had regulated this currency and it had made people to accept that currency as a mode of payment, as just a mode of payment, that's all, nothing else. And like if the exchanges were open, we would have seen a lot of brilliant minds till date from our country only doing a lot of big things in blockchain. Because of the government
Oh
curbing the
yeah.
ban, everything just every aspiring engineer, what they'll think, if they don't see the scope in the near future and if they don't get that support from the government or anything else, they'll obviously lose interest and they'll just get diverted. Simple as that. There were a lot of blockchain. I mean, there were a lot of software companies which started selling blockchain services, BaaS, I thought blockchain as a service, to a lot of to a lot of corporate clients, deploying smart contracts, deploying decentralized applications, decentralized finance. That started that time only when the ban was about to happen. So now it is in a very different zone. So like, see, 2 years is already wasted, and people still need time a lot to move further. So people have just lost interest in India. So you can check. See, after the cryptocurrency was banned in India, did Tron just go down? Like Tron was just launched that time. Look at the Tron, how it has been supported by the stable currency. Stable currency, matlab, they just bring a lot of $1 billion, and they trust because they trust the network. If they don't trust the network, a lot of fiat money which is put into this blockchain, nobody will basically take such a technology. It is because of the ban which has majorly impacted our country and all over the world. Also, some countries, some parts, it is not regulated properly. A country like us, they just say tomorrow morning, Bitcoin is banned. Again, evening they'll say, only if someone sends someone in Bitcoins, the transaction is not considered valid. In 2017, our finance minister had put a tweet on Twitter saying that Bitcoin is not valid. People thought, people didn't even think and started selling Bitcoin, and the price crashed from 10 lakh to 2.5 lakh in 5 minutes. When again the finance minister did retweeted and saying that Bitcoin transaction is not considered valid in government, but it is not banned. People started buying and the price went up to 10 lakhs.
Like, is it in a fraction of second or else it's in
Yes,
an hour?
obviously. Yes.
It's in an
No,
hour.
fraction of seconds.
Oh
Fraction of
my
seconds.
god. Oh
That's
my
all. Within
god.
5 minutes, I can say it went down, it went up. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now,
if our government had not banned this cryptocurrency, basically we would have seen a lot and lots of blockchain companies emerging to the crazy levels. Like, see, our Indians are ruling in every place. It could be in America. Or Sundar Pichai is the CEO of Google and all. So that's what government has to support here. Basically, the support definitely. Who knows? Vishwas could be the next blockchain enthusiast or ever in the near future. So it has got really nice future, I can say.
question. Last
Yeah.
question. Like, let's just not waste
Okay.
the time of getting this podcast even more into the politics, into the non-tech field or something. Like, let's just
Yeah.
ask me. Let me
Let's
just
keep
ask
it
you one.
only under tech only. Tell me.
Yeah. You know, what was your worst nightmare when you learned about this technology? And what, like, when you were learning, the process of learning,
Hmm.
what was that worst nightmare that you had? Because we had no amount of compute which was required. Probably Helios
Hmm.
300 is not even good enough to deploy an blockchain for an entire system architecture today. What was your
Let me tell you, let me tell you my experience. I got into this industry, like, see, when I learned about this currency and the underlying technology, I didn't look at Bitcoin and started to choose. I didn't look at this Bitcoin as a currency. I looked at this blockchain technology in a different way. Like I just saw that. I imagined that in a very different way, because a lot of friends I told when I was a starter in this industry in the 2015. I've told a lot of my friends to purchase Bitcoins. Bitcoins are just held it for the long term. They've just purchased it for 20,000 rupees per Bitcoin and they sold it for 40,000 rupees. They've just ate all the money and they don't have any Bitcoins now. They look at that and say, oh, I had purchased 10 Bitcoins for 2 lakhs and now it is 14 lakhs per Bitcoin, 1.5 crore I would have had. That is all. I saw it in a different way. I saw the underlying technology, why the value will go up, why people will trust that, why people must trust such a technology. And I very well knew that only Bitcoin can become the safest and the most secure network compared to any other cryptocurrency, because the hash rate is nearly going up. People are really, really interested to deploy a lot and lots of hardware. Even if any company comes out with 2 nanometer, 1 nanometer, any such great technology, also people are ready to purchase that and host it. Simple as that. They just want to keep the network secure. They know the underlying technology. So people are not fools to invest 400 to 500 billions on one particular currency. They know Bitcoin will only change the world's banking system. That's all. Only banking system, not everything. As I told you, blockchain is not everything. It can implemented in most of the sectors, but not in all sectors. So when I started this, I just purchased a small 3 to 4 ASIC. I took a motherboard from some Hyderabad techie, and I started to do that, and I started to flash that, and I put the Bitcoin software into that, and I started to mine. It was producing a lot of heat, and I felt like, oh, this is not happening. In my room, I was doing it in my storeroom. It is not happening. Basically, it has to run 24/7. So I suffered a lot of irritations and all. So sometimes machine used to go off. So it used to go offline. It has to just reboot it again. Heatsink used to happen between the ASICs. I think you know about this heatsink, which happens between the ASICs. So I did a lot of research, and later I mean in Pune I took a place and I started to host a lot of machines. And from there I suffered some problems. I mean, I got a problem from the government saying that this tariff is not valid for your industry, electricity tariff, I mean. So later we figured out a solution and we moved abroad. And now we are in a place where no man of the country will never do anything to us. In India, what are major engineers? It could be engineers or the Bitcoin enthusiasts or crypto enthusiasts. Main problem is basically like they're very scared when this government will ban the currency. Basically, our government didn't just ban Bitcoin; it had banned all the blockchain startups, everything, anything related to ICO also. It had banned ICO also. And see, ICO is so helpful in this world. IPO, it's like, see, you open a firm and you have a very beautiful idea. Yeah. You open a firm and you have a very beautiful, not a beautiful, a very good idea, which will become a very good, which if it's implemented, you will think it will rule the world, something like that. But you don't have funds. You want funds to operate. If you go to banks, nobody is going to give you loans. Look at your income tax and everything, nothing will be there. So banks won't give you loans, and the government won't support you either. If you can't ask the government, they will say no. Until and unless you create something, you bring some business, nobody is going to support you. So IPO is one method to raise funds. But IPO, you need to have a lot of background in the history, like 4 to 5 years
minimum
company
of 5 years
should be there, and along with that, you need to have hundreds of crores and crores of turnover before that. So such ideas came into picture easily using this ICO concept. Example, Tron. What else you want? It could be Tron. There are a lot of currencies, I can say. Yeah, exactly. Lots and lots of currencies. Just as that. In our country, this will become very big, but it will take a lot of time, lots and lots of time. Due to the pandemic, our country is really in a very lower situation now. Economy just collapsed like hell in India, especially.
This actually is an eye-opener for everyone who is working in the field of finance, who is working in the field of tech, who is working as an enthusiast, who is just trying to get inside the blockchain.
I remember one more thing. My friend had told me 3 years ago saying that, not 3 years, I think 2 to 3 years ago, he had told me saying that in the future, banks will shut down. I had asked him why. He told in the future, banks must shut down because of a simple concept. In every area, how many ATM machines are there? We
Maybe
can't
close
count,
to
right?
100.
Lots and lots of ATM machines are there. No, every area will have a lots of machines. We cannot count how many ATM machines are there. To deploy one ATM machine, a bank has to go through a lot of expenses. Basically, one ATM machine means he needs to take the rent of that land. He needs to take the land. He needs to take the small place on rent. He needs to deploy a security guard. If there is no security guard, what what people will do for that machine? They'll just come, they'll sit and they'll just take away. That is all. A security guard has to be implemented, and the air conditioners are installed inside that, and then ATM is installed. What will bank get if they invest their infrastructure money into such places? Like, well, what will ATM do? You have an account in ICICI Bank. You have 1 lakh rupees money. You have 1 lakh rupees cash. You put that into your account, and you start using that. You will just withdraw 25,000 from there. You are not giving anything to bank, but bank has to maintain a fixed cost of 25 to 30,000, 25 to sometimes 50,000 rupees also per ATM, fixed cost. So all our banks are going. It is nowhere. It will disappear in the near future. IDB, not IDB. Yes Bank is merged with some other bank. Yes Bank was almost bankrupt. Yes Bank. So it has been merged with some other bank, and it is somehow they're flowing, going somewhere. The bank is running. That's all. Nothing else. When banks are not making profits, what will happen for them in the future? You can only imagine what will happen. That's all. They'll all shut down. And the phone pay may, and if you're a phone pay user, you can check out this new feature. If you want cash, you don't need to go to ATM. You can go to the nearest phone pay registered stores, small stores. It could be grocery stores, it must be recharge stores, any stores.
Even Airtel started with this.
You can go there. I don't know about it, but PhonePe, my friend had told me this before even PhonePe implemented. He told in the next future, like, people will come to stores, they'll send they'll raise a cash withdrawal request on PhonePe. Then you will walk into the nearest just like there also they told the blockchain will be implemented. Like, see, you want to withdraw 5,000 from your account, but you don't want to withdraw it through ATM because they'll charge you heavily in the next future. Like, every month, only 3 transactions are free for you. Next, they'll make that also. They'll collect transaction fee from you also. Next, 30 rupees per transaction fee. If you withdraw, that's all. Next, that is going to happen. So next, you'll raise a request in PhonePe for 5,000 rupees withdrawal. Nearest the PhonePe stores will be there. Like, people who accept PhonePe payment. So they will accept your order. That your block is just like this. Consider that your request as a block. So that block will be broadcasted to the nearest people. So someone else will accept that, and then you can go there, send him on PhonePe, and receive cash and go. That's all. How many crores are saved here?
That's true.
If you just calculate, if there are 1 crore ATMs into 50,000, I mean 25,000 per ATM maintenance cost, crores, tons and tons, loads of cash can be saved with this
Thank you,
blockchain
Uday.
technology.
Thank you for this amazing podcast. It was lovely talking with you. It was not a kind of a podcast, it was a kind of a fireside chat where I was trying to derive every knowledge that I had from you, but I could not get it, brother. Sorry for it. But
no problem.
in the near future, I'll be hoping that I'll be doing one more podcast with you. And also,
definitely.
And also, thank you for giving your time in the podcast, and also letting me be that one student of yours for an hour or so. Thank you so much for being part of this podcast.
Not at all. Anything for you.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.